That's a thing. There we go. Hello! Welcome back. It is our part 18. Our new game. It's a new game. Time for a whole ass new game. Although technically still part of the Chronicles. So yeah. This is crying in the courtroom not allowed. You drive a hard bargain. It might happen. I mean, yeah. Second part of the game. Hopefully, nothing bad happens this time. Yeah. Let's just dive straight into it. Let's just go. Episode 5. Is that it? Wait. No. Select eventual. Episode 5? Yeah, we did that already. Wait, how do I get to... Aha, there we go! Got it. Alright. Cause new game! We have to click through a different thing. Susato. Oh no!
Standing here in the bright sunshine, looking out over the vast ocean. Those days in London seem like a dream. But I do miss my time in England's vast capital. You know, he's flourished into a truly wonderful lawyer. I've no doubt that at this very moment, he's fighting some noble cause in court. Forgive me for taking so long to come to visit you. My life has been such a whirlwind since I returned. And no one could have predicted what has happened. Just 2 months after arriving home. So I came here today to ask something of you. Tomorrow, I shall be standing in court. For the only time in my life. As a lawyer.
What?
So please, I ask for your guidance. Kazuma-sama.
What the fuck is happening? Huh? What? I was gonna ask, if crying in the courtroom is not allowed, am I allowed to cry outside of it? Oh. What's happening? What the? Okay. We're hitting the ground running, I guess? Here I am again, after 9 months. The Supreme Court of Judicial of Japan. Oh, what's that sound? Sorry, I have to go. I think there's someone at my door. I will be right back. Can you hear me now? Hello? Okay, sure can, buddy. Guess who double muted myself accidentally when I went to grab the door? It was me. I did that. Oh my gosh. Every time, every single time, I either forget to mute something or I mute myself twice and then forget to unmute both the things. It's because I get so paranoid because of that one time I had double audio issues. And then I always do like a double mute. Ah, but it keeps backfiring. Okay, that's fine. Hopefully you guys have been reading along and know what's been happening without my narration. Oh god, I'm so sorry for the technical issues. But yeah, she hasn't realized who I am. I guess she hasn't realized that you're Susato? Or he hasn't realized that you're her lawyer. It would seem a little plan for this trial is going to work! What the fuck do you mean? Oh, what do you mean, Professor Mikotoba? Even your best friend can't see through that disguise. I think we can relax. Eh? Oh, Susato's in disguise. Disguise? Yes, I've never tried dressing this way before. Of course, I wasn't sure how convincing it would be. But this does make me feel a little relieved, as you say, Father. Oh, is she wearing like a suit? A suit? A sexy suit? I hope so. I hope it's a cute outfit. Father? Hi Ray, it's me, your best friend. Apparently. What? Is that you, Susato? Ah. I'm sorry I didn't say anything sooner, Ray. It's just that... No! What are you doing? What's going on? What? You know, this... meeting people you know in cosplay vibes. That's true. Except I think this one's a little bit more, serious. Because, I'm cosplaying their lawyer. And I'm like currently playing as I'm a 17-year-old, I think. I think Susato could only be 17. She's not 18 yet. And not a real lawyer. Cosplaying her lawyer. Let's hope this works out. Although I do want to see her. I hope she's in like a fancy suit. Oh, no, a varsity uniform. Oh, so good. That varsity uniform, that varsity cap. Oh, a cap. Oh, that varsity cape, that varsity badge. Oh, cape too. Look at you! You look for all the world like a student of the Imperial Yume University. A male student. Oh. So she just thought you were a hot guy. I thought she was a lesbian. I got really excited. Kinda disappointed, not gonna lie. I'm glad you think so. Or should I pretend to be? I'm glad you think so. It means all my preparation has been worthwhile. I woke up for this morning to make a start. Yeah, that's definitely cosplay vibes. Waking up at 4 in the morning to do your hair and makeup, god. But I don't understand. What are you dressed like that? Well, you see... I mean, well, you see... It's the only way. The only way she'll be permitted into the Supreme Court to take on your defense in this trial. Oh yeah, because the Japanese legal system is kind of sexist. No woman allowed. My defense? Never before in my life have I felt so frustrated at having been born into this body. Courts in Japan are barred to women. We're not even allowed to set foot inside the courtroom. Despite the fact that the laws of this land apply to all people, male and female alike. But women are forbidden! Exactly. Just for today, I'll be leaving my true self at the courtroom door. So that I can act as your lawyer. Oh, Susato, you got to such lengths for me? With BFFs, of course. Of course, you're my greatest friend. I just worry that I shan't be the lawyer you deserve. No, I have complete faith in you. Hooray. It's so strange though. I mean, you're such an accomplished judicial assistant already. And yet, just because you're a woman... For that wretched reason. I mean, why shouldn't you be allowed in court? You're so gallant and dashing. Oh no, she is a little bit gay. That's good. Ray? Please don't look at me like that, with those flushed cheeks and doting eyes. Oh my god, flirting outside the courtroom, guys! This is allowed? Oh my god. I'm sorry, it's just that you really do look so dashing. Yes, you mentioned it once or twice. You should be pleased. You made you look convincing as a man. I am pleased, I think. It certainly helped to bolster my confidence today. Ray, you're managing to put on a brave face in all this, but I can see through it. I've noticed how your shoulders are slumped and how you're trembling ever so slightly. Susato, you do believe me, don't you? I didn't do it. I couldn't have. I mean, murder. Of course. You have nothing to worry about. Your conscience is perfectly clean. Isn't that right? Yeah. Yes, it is. Perfectly clean. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind about your innocence, which is why I'll stand by you until the bitter end of this trial. Whatever happens, I'll always be on your side. Because that's what it means to be a defense lawyer. It means so much to me, Susato. BFFs, going through a trial together. Wish it could be a better circumstances, but we're here for murder. Okay, let's go. Defendant, counsel! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. You should go in at once, Ray. If you're late, the judge won't hesitate to pronounce you guilty. Oh. Stand aside! I don't think I've ever seen her run so fast. Oh no. Well, Susato, you certainly surprised your father. Going to such lengths to be admitted into courtroom, and no prior experience of being a lawyer. That's the part that concerns me the most, actually. There was simply no other way. That's all there is to it. But, Father, you haven't told her, have you? I mean, I'm right in assuming that Ray doesn't know how it came to this? Yeah, quite right. I kept that information from her. Oh. It would only worry her if she found out that no other lawyer would agree to take her case. Ah, so that's why you're cosplaying a lawyer. I didn't want to burden her with that. And is it true? The reason why every other lawyer is refusing to take the case? Is it really because of who the victim was? White woman. We should be making a move now too. As you know, law isn't my field, but I do what I can to support my student. Thank you, Father. I don't think it's a good idea to openly admit that this man's your father when it's known that he has a daughter and not a son. But you know. I'm Susato Mikotoba, a judicial assistant. 8 months ago, I accompanied a student of law on a trip to Great Britain. But 2 months ago, due to unforeseen circumstances, I found myself back in Japan. How many times have I wished that he were here? I wonder. Still, I have no choice now but to steel myself for the trial ahead. Wish me luck, Naruhodo-san. August, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 1. Good at being lawyers, bad at espionage. What? I mean, can you really say the good at being lawyers part? This court is now in session to hear the trial of Ray Membami. Oh, fucking ouchie's back again. Did you get a haircut? Hello! Hello, Necrohaxy. Thank you for coming in. Feel free to lurk. Am I being unfair in saying that his haircut's different? Different worse? Or was it just always like that and I didn't notice? We'll see.
The prosecution is fully ready to proceed, Your Excellency.
Oh my god, my beautiful girl. A tear to my eye. Oh my god, Susato, you do look handsome. You do look dashing. Oh, my heart. Oh, she looks so grown up and so ready. Oh, my baby's all grown up. I'm so proud of her. How does he look worse every time? Yeah, he does look worse, right? But it doesn't matter. It's offset by our beautiful Susato.
Defense Counsel, are you ready?
Oh, shit.
Yes, Your Excellency, we are ready.
Oh, are they not letting Susato speak as much? Because... Oh no, she's just... No, she's got the real scared eyes! The mad eyes. The... Ready?
Yes, Counsel. According to your registration details, your name is,
Ryutaro Naruhodo. Oh my god. Oh, that's a... Yeah, that's a name. Sure. Ryutaro Naruhodo. Is that correct? Ryutaro. Sorry? Oh, yes, I had come up with a suitable male name for you for this little venture. Susato, why didn't you come up with it yourself? So I'm afraid to say I simply put down the first name that sprung to mind.
well, Counsel.
Yes, that's right, that's me.
I mean...
Yes, I am Ryutaro, he who has vowed to uphold the pride of the great Naruhodo clan. Oh my god.
Seems Ryutaro may need to consider how better to uphold his manly act first and not overdo it.
Dad, stop dragging me. I'm trying my best.
And those wild, wide eyes aren't doing you any favors either. Just relax and listen.
Not... Horo? I see. Kazuma is either rolling in his grave or thumbing this up from heaven. I feel like Kazuma would absolutely, like... I feel like he would revel in this. I think he would be like, yeah! You go, Susato! Like, 2 thumbs up. Just like dropping down from the rafters to give like a subtle thumbs up and then scurrying off into the corner again. Because in my mind, he's, I don't know, a ghoul? Some kind of cryptid. But he's not dead. In my mind.
A fresh
Sorry. Should I do the Aoichi voice?
A fresh face in courtroom, if I'm not mistaken. The name Naruhodo. Would that perchance be?
You may be thinking of Ryorosuke Naruhodo, currently in Britain as part of a study program. This is,
His cousin!
That's right. Ryutaro here has only been studying in the provinces, but was called to the capital for this trial. I assure you, in matters of law, his knowledge rivals that of any Tokyo preeminent lawyers.
Any of them!
Tut tut tut. What a pitiful situation. Having been rejected by every lawyer in the capital, the accused had to go call some country boy.
How dare you! Oh. Immediately given away. How dare you! Susato is every bit as gallant and dashing as any of your Tokyo attorneys. I won't have you making fun of her! Her? Please be careful, Ray!
What an unrefined tomboy we have here. But I wonder, is your gallant and dashing lawyer up to the challenge of defending you?
Oofed, right? We're like 30 seconds in. Opening statements haven't been made yet, and already. Oh god.
His wild, skittish eyes are very much suggest that he is not.
I guess at least in Japanese, you can get away with much more gender-neutral pronouns. So I guess Susato could be using, Ryutaro could be using boku, which, you know, that could work. Or maybe she's overcompensating with order. Ugh, I'm so nervous. Now I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand what Naruhodo-san goes through. Like it or not, eyes are wont to flit? Huh?
The case to be heard on this day is a matter of great significance to our national interests. In fact, it will be reasonable to assume that the outcome of this trial may well affect the very future of our empire.
Sounds somewhat familiar. Yeah, the eyeballs want to flit like butterflies everywhere. Oh god, ouchie.
Just like the trial 9 months ago. And yet, for proceedings of such importance, we have this unknown yokel by the dock. Dear me.
Perhaps this would be an appropriate moment for me to assess the defense, to determine whether you are sufficiently competent to practice in this courtroom. 9 months ago, when a certain other Naruhodo stood where you are standing now, the same judge tested him as well. And even though he was just a student at the time, not even of law, he passed the test with flying colors. A trained and experienced judicial assistant like you, this will be easy. So, counsel, do you consent to answering some simple questions?
Yeah, sure. Pop quiz, let's go. Alright, it's time to prove myself. Oh, she did the real cheek slap. Yes! Yes, Your Excellency. But please do make them simple.
Very well, to start with, you will state the name of the victim.
Giselle Britt, I think. Whew, that is simple. I couldn't forget that if I tried. And I'm trying.
What's the matter?
Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand something else Naruhodo-san goes through. Like it or not, minds are wont to blank! Oh, Susato-san. You can do it, I believe in you.
Not surprising, really. It's your first time in this position, and in that guise. Even a bright spark like you is bound to flicker and falter a little under the circumstances.
Oh dear, this is a dismal failure.
Don't fret. You need only to use the knowledge you've gained as a judicial assistant to overcome the problem.
Of course! The court record! Yes, the answer will be amongst all the key information about the case in the court record.
That's right.
Just use R to open the court record. Then people, and then we can take a look. Okay. Yep, we know that. Once the R is unlocked, we will press it. There we go. Here we go. Yeah. Giselle Britt. Oh, how the turntables have turned, my lady. First the murderer and now the murdered? That is a bit of a shock, though. I didn't expect the case to, be like this. Meiosis. You know, I misread that at first. I read extreme moistness.
Damn. We poured water on her.
But no. Okay. 16! Wait, are we both 16? Oh god, children defending children.
And waiting, counsel! What is the name of the victim in this case?
That is Giselle Britt.
Yes!
Yes! Oh, putting your hand up. The name of the victim who lost her life in this case is Miss Jezeel Brett. Jezeel Brett.
A name that will never be forgotten in the courtrooms of our country, I'm sure. Correct? And being a member of our empire's judiciary, you'll be well aware of the significance of that name. So, let me pose another simple question. As you know, Miss Brett was a visiting student from the Empire of Great Britain.
What was she doing back in Japan? I thought she was like deported for, you know, being a murderer.
Why then, is her name indelibly associated with our own empire's judicial history? Obviously, you wouldn't have forgotten that case from 9 months ago. But if it's proving hard to recall the finer points, everything you need is included in the court record.
Obviously, I still remember. That was the start of everything. Jezeel Brett. Behind the woman student persona was the face of a killer.
Yes!
9 months ago, a visiting professor of medicine at Imperial Yume University was killed. And the culprit was Jezeel Brett.
Yes, she was a killer.
At the time, our country had just signed a new treaty with the Empire of Great Britain. And it was in the midst of this delicate diplomatic situation that the incident occurred. An Englishman, Dr. H. Wilson, was shot dead. Dr. John H. Wilson. Ah, is that Iris's father? I believe he was an associate of yours, Professor Mikotoba?
Yes, I was indebted to that man. He's been my mentor when I went to London to study forensic medicine. Indeed, it was I who invited him here to Japan as a visiting professor at the university. Naturally, the murder of an Englishman on our soil was a matter the government wished to resolve rapidly. Indeed it was, which is why a secret trial was conducted here at the Supreme Court.
Oh, Ryosuke.
A student of the Imperial Yume University was arrested on suspicion of murder. The second-year English language student, by the name of Ryosuke Naruhodo.
Oh, so we finally found out what his what he was actually a student of. He was a student of English, the English language. Okay. Oh, he and Sosaki would have gone along great then. They had similar areas of study.
With the help of his best friend, a student lawyer, the accused conducted his own defense and exposed a despicable crime committed by Miss Jezeel Brett. Or Brit.
Brit? British? British? British?
Miss Britt eventually admitted to her crime. However, when questioned about the motive that drove her to take Dr. Wilson's life, she gave no satisfactory answer before the trial reached its conclusion.
Immediately after the trial, the British government brought its consular jurisdiction into play. They were unable to sentence Miss Brett according to our empire's laws. It was decided she would be removed to Shanghai, China, instead.
Why Shanghai?
There is a British consul at court there. Correct? I oversaw the negotiations personally. The date of her transfer to Shanghai was finally settled upon only last week.
Wait, what? You mean she didn't even leave? She's just been here in Japan, chillin'? For 9 months? What the fuck? Bruh, I thought she was like immediately deported. I can't believe she's just gonna chill in Japan for like another 9 months. What the hell? The fact that Shanghai in any universe was considered like neutral ground is hilarious to me. I mean, they didn't say neutral ground. It was just the closest British court was in Shanghai. Because they wanted to trial her under British law rather than Japanese law. But like, the fact that they didn't like arrest her? Like did they like keep her at least in house arrest or something? Because they couldn't sentence her. Yeah, right, 9 months? Seems excessive! Only last week?
All that remained of our empire's obligations were to see the women safely on board a steamship.
Living safely aboard a steamship.
She murdered a person.
And yet, the very day before her departure, the Englishwoman was killed.
Only the day before? That is a bit, sus, though. That she went 9 months being like, yeah, I'm chilling, doing fine. And then, like, the day before, she was, like, murdered. I wonder if she is part of the greater conspiracy somehow. Because she murdered Dr. John H. Wilson, who is possibly Iris's dad, right? Huh. Too sus not to be, right? This has to be connected somehow. I haven't figured out how, but it's connected somehow.
That will do. I'm satisfied the counsel for the defense is sufficiently capable of representing the defendant.
It's all come full circle. It has all come full circle. Except this time, Sasato is the new defense lawyer, and I'm so excited for her. Oh. Thank you, Your Excellency! Over the first hurdle.
Now, a summary of the incident, if you please. Prosecutor Alchi.
As your wish, Your Excellency.
Okay, we finally get the details of the crime.
The repugnant crime took place on 11th of August in broad daylight.
2 days ago. Nah, see, why did the courts seem to work so quickly, and yet it took 9 months to, like, deport a criminal? What the fuck?
On the outskirts of the imperial capital, under a bright blue sky, at a secluded bathing spot by the sea. The incident occurred inside a small beach hut, erected for the bathers to rest or change their clothes.
Are you kidding me? She wasn't even under house arrest? Oh my god. I'm so mad. You know what? I don't want to be mean. Kind of glad she was murdered horribly.
The cause of death was a single stab wound to the posterior abdomen that pierced the victim's lung. An injury which proved fatal.
Oh wait, is the swan in her hat also dead? Was it ever alive?
There were 2 persons alone together in the beach hut at the time of the victim's death. Miss Britt, in her bathing attire, and the accused, Ray Membami.
That dress and the hat is her bathing attire?
Accordingly, there can be no doubt of the accused's guilt, especially when we consider she had a powerful motive. The police arrived rapidly at the scene and promptly arrested the young lady. Blech.
Oh! That's extraordinary description of events. Leaves me somewhat lost for words, I must say.
That's certainly true. The prosecution's summary was full of words that raised an awful lot of questions. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up on the prosecution counsel on what he said about the powerful motive. That's what I'm interested about. Maybe the swan in the hat helped her when she was floating around chilling. It's like some kind of oh shit, what are they called again? Bathing rings? Rubber floaties? Like a floaty? But on a head. Oh, good slam. You're clearly exaggerating. Powerful motive is a blatant overstatement.
Is a yokel boy using long words he doesn't fully understand?
I beg your pardon?
No matter. Let us put this to the accused, shall we? Membani-san, You are a research assistant at the Imperial Yume University, I believe.
Yes, I am! I'm working with Professor Mikotoba in his laboratory at the moment.
I can confirm that. Defendant is an excellent assistant with a strong sense of responsibility.
Fascinating to hear. Now, another question. Prior to your work with Professor Mikotoba, whose research were you assisting then?
Oh, are they pushing a revenge narrative? Oh, well, I was studying under Dr. John H. Wilson.
Dr. Wilson? The visiting English professor who was murdered by Miss Britt 9 months ago.
Because then it would seem like a very strong motive, especially since, like, the day before, Miss Brett would have, like, left. Like, last chance to get your revenge, and she got it. That does sound like a good motive. This is gonna be hard for us, I guess.
The accused had a deep-seated respect for a former mentor, Dr. Wilson. Is that all true?
Yes. Dr. Wilson was a wonderful man.
Interesting. Then tell the court what deep-seated feelings you had towards an Englishwoman who had killed him.
Objection? Fucking leading question? Well, obviously I was filled with hatred for what she'd done. A powerful hatred. Oh, we failed. We should have objected. Oh, no, Ray! Be careful what you're saying!
The motive was revenge. Plain and simple, Your Excellency.
God damn it. Fuck you, man.
Well, it was clearly a trap all along.
How wicked of him to use Ray's undying respect for a former mentor against her like that. I must find out more details and something we can use to bolster our defense. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up on the prosecution counsel on what he said about being alone together? I guess we'll just find out everything. We can. Membami-san? Yes? What is it? I mean, Naruhodo-san.
I'm really starting to wish we made my alias Ryotaro Susato. That would have worked a little bit better, huh?
Please tell the court exactly why you were present at the bathing spot with the victim in the first place. And why you were alone with her.
Oh, well, no, that's not true. It wasn't like that at all.
There were other people present? A detective who was guarding Miss Brett for starters? A detective who was guarding Miss... Hosonaga? Hosonaga? Oh, I hope he comes back. I love him. I was just asked to accompany Miss Brett as a companion, that's all. Why?
But let us be clear. At the moment of her death, you were alone together with the victim in the hut. You and no one else. The truth is, there's only one reason why this young woman accompanied Miss Brett on her bathing sojourn. It was the accused's last chance to take the victim's life.
No!
Because, as we know, the following day we'll see Miss Brett extradited to the British authorities in Shanghai. And the accused would never have an opportunity to dispatch her again.
Kindly refrain from conjecture, counsel.
Prosecution counsel seems to be enjoying using provocative tricks like that. But for now, at least, we need to assemble more facts. Try not to let him goad you.
Oh dear, this is really terrifying. But Father's right. We need more information. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up on the prosecution. Again. Bathing spot? If I may, Prosecutor Aochi.
What do you want, you fresh-faced young yokel student?
I wonder, could you explain, please? You mentioned a bathing spot. My apologies. Clearly my modernity has confused the poor country bumpkin's simple mind.
Bathing spots are the very latest trend in health practices from the West. We are told that bathing in the water of the ocean is curative, therapeutic, and excellent for the skin's...
No. That's not what I meant. I was referring to the fact that Miss Brett had, to all intents and purposes, been found guilty of murder. Why would a known criminal have been relaxing by the sea? Oh, okay, so that's what I had to ask in order to get my initial question answered. Yo, what the fuck, dude? Why was she allowed to go to a bathing spot?
For old time's sake, I believe.
Sorry?
Miss Britt was to depart for Shanghai the following day. Her final wish, as it were, was to enjoy a day at our country's wonderful coast. And the British embassy put extreme pressure on our government to comply.
But what on grounds would we agree to such a request?
Because, as usual, our government is unable to stand up to foreign powers. Ooh. In matters of diplomacy, it seems we don't even have the courage to decline the whims of a known criminal. Ooh.
Don't look at me, Professor! It was the government who have granted permission, not I! In any case, it was decided that a dedicated detective on duty, nothing could go wrong.
But in fact, a murder took place.
I said, don't look at me! It was a young girl student who did it, not I!
No one has proved that yet.
I wouldn't provoke the man if you didn't need to.
Okay.
I believe we have a clear picture of the incident now. Despite her guilt being determined 9 months ago, Miss Britt managed to avoid incarceration, instead continuing her research work at the university. Obviously, over that period, she and Ray would have encountered each other on a number of occasions.
Can you imagine being, like, found guilty of murder and then just going to work the next day? What the fuck? Bro, this is so not okay.
Seeing the murderer of the mentor for whom she had such great respect enjoying such undeserved liberty. Yes, even if it was only temporary until Miss Brett's extradition to Shanghai. You can hardly blame Ray for her feeling of anger and resentment.
Poor Ray.
So, Your Excellency, if you'd be so kind as to peruse this exhibit. A photographic print has shown the scene of the crime immediately following the grim incident.
Oh, actually, no, she was in a bathing outfit. I was so caught up by the big hat she was wearing. I thought she was wearing the same dress, but she wasn't. Sounds historically plausible, though. I think that's the part that gives me the most pain. The fact that, like, you know, it sounds like it was historically plausible. Oh, God.
Yes, thank you, Counsel. A tragic image.
No, fuck her.
As you can clearly see, there's nowhere within the hut that anyone else could have hidden.
Okay. A, underneath the dress. B, we can't see the rafters, so maybe up there. Like, come on. I can't believe I'm complaining about this again, but please, can you just take more pictures of the crime scene?
Court will accept this photographic print as evidence.
Okay.
As I understand it then, the victim and the defendant were alone inside the beach hut at the time.
Just quickly, I was too busy molding. I wasn't looking that clearly. Yeah, the fact there's like feathers of the ground is pretty funny. Wine glass, what's that? Like snacks? She had snacks too? God. And she had so many things. Guess that's the wound that killed her. Okay.
This is deeply troubling, I must say. Finger of guilt points firmly at the defendant.
Well, Your Excellency, naturally the prosecution has much more to its case. We intend to prove the accused's appalling actions beyond all possible contention. To that end, I can confirm we have multiple witnesses to the crime and damning evidence.
The way the wine glass is next to her hand, that is also holding a pen, is hella unnatural. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. As soon as I saw her holding the pen, I'm like, bet that's gonna be important to the case in classic AA style. I wonder how exactly it's gonna unfold though. Witnesses? But who?
One of whom, I might add, is a highly respected police detective.
No, I wanted to see Hosonaga again, but now I'm hoping it's not Hosonaga.
I assure you, the testimony of these witnesses will leave no room for doubt. Talk.
Very well then, counsel. Bring forth your witnesses.
I'm the worst.
Fuck you.
I, Taketsuchi Aoichi, have been waiting for this moment.
How can they have witnesses if they were alone? Fucking exactly. Gotcha. Oh, you're alone? Then how come people saw you? That doesn't mean you're alone. I fucking... Sorry?
Oh yes, I hadn't forgotten that trial 9 months ago here in this very courthouse. When that irrelevant little student boy utterly humiliated me.
I don't know, man. That was kind of on you. Oh, yeah, his hair is worse now. It was nicer before. It was like a traditional top knot style, and now it's just kind of ugly. What, yeah?
This insult to the Aochi family name will never be forgotten.
Oh, Kazuma. Oh, Kazuma. I miss him. Oh my god, he let his hair down, both mentally and physically. He let himself go. You've become conceited with age, counsel, but the old have to stand aside to make way for the new. Wait. After Kazuma cut his hair down, did he just never put it back up again? It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Just never put it back up again, I guess.
Strike the head of a samurai whose top knot has been cut, and the bell of cultural enlightenment tolls. Yes, on that fateful day, my former self died.
The start of your own mini Meiji revolution. Are you modernizing as well, counsel?
Silence! Since I swore revenge back then, there's been a minor miracle atop my head.
Oh, the new hair growth at the crown of your head. I must say, congratulations.
Observe the Aochi growth. You see? This is the seed of hope sprouting forth from the barren expanse of my crown.
I think that tiny growth is trying to tell me something. Oh my god. Okay. I fucking hate this. Boy, me too. Like, I don't know if I'm chuffed, happy, or chuffed, irritated. I'm afraid I can't really see. Where is the hope exactly?
I said silence! Today, I face another yokel student of the Naruhodo clan. Well, I will vanquish you! And my victory will be the fertilizer for the seed of hope atop my head. You have been warned.
I bet at the end of this trial, when we win, that shit's gonna fall straight off my dude. And it won't be my fault. I denounce any fucking fault in this. Okay, it wasn't me.
And with that, the prosecution calls the witnesses to the stand.
Looks like the stakes are high on both sides in this trial. Prosecution and defense each has much to lose.
A haircut is hardly comparable to Rei's life. I guess as an aging. Oh, Hosonaga! Wait, Soseki-san? What the fuck is he doing here? What? Huh?
Nothing got it. What's going on? I was gonna say something, but just seeing both of them just like cleared my mind. What the huh? Okay.
Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court.
Hosonaga-san! You look great, honey. Is that a real title?
Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Imperial Police Bureau. I'm in disguise, obviously, so I can go undetected.
And I, well, the next big thing in books. An author, renowned throughout the capital, in fact, yes. Soon to be sold out, the satirical I Am a Cat, a sensational success by Soseki Natsume.
Sir, this is a court of law. I don't think you can have paparazzi in here.
Oh my goodness! Struggling student from the provinces, please, you need to be in awe of me.
Oh, his personality did a 180.
I needn't? It's only natural that you feel nervous in my presence. But all of you, please, relax. Call me Soseki even. Yeah. What on earth is Soseki-san doing here?
Tread carefully, Susato. That author fellow knows you from your time in London, doesn't he? If he exposes you for who you really are, this will be over before it's begun.
Yeah. God. Okay, sorry. Temporary freeze. But what the fuck is happening here? Yeah, of course, I know. I presume Soseki-san... Well, I guess he must have come back and started writing, you know? And now now that he's gotten famous, it's got into his head? God. I presume Soseki-san wouldn't have forgotten about me. I could certainly never forget him. Or Wagahai. Oh, I want to tell him that Wagahai's doing well. Although he does seem to have changed somewhat in the 6 months or so since I last saw him. And as for Inspector Hosonaga, that amazing outfit is hard to believe.
Do I have something on my face?
No, you have a turtle on your head. Well, your glasses for one, although they don't seem to be helping you see. Thank goodness he hasn't recognized me either. Ah, I suppose it's this disguise then, is it?
I thought that appearing here in the clothes I was wearing at the time would make for a more faithful testimony.
Hosonaga, I appreciate you, but I don't think you need to set the scene
for a like a cross-examination or anything. But I appreciate the effort. It is my guiding principle to carry out all testimonies flawlessly. Well, I can appreciate why an Imperial Police Bureau detective might have been present. But what business did a writer such as yourself have being at the scene, Soseki-san?
Ah, well, you see, we both have striped suits. Matching. We're matching. Bathing suit of truth.
Of course it's a bathing suit of truth. There's nothing to hide. Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, you see, I had been asked that day to give a lecture. On the morning of the incident, in the Imperial Yume University's Grand Lecture Hall, no less. At Yume University? After the lecture, I had a very pleasant conversation with a researcher from the Medical Science Department. The professor over there, in fact. Oh. With with Professor Mikotoba?
Yes, that's right. It was arranged by one of the newspapers. They wanted some story or other about 2 former students who studied in Great Britain.
Of course, being a renowned author, the press never leave me alone. They secretly spy, snap shots, scribble stories, and scupper my privacy. As you can see, the conversation was written up in this newspaper here. Read it at your leisure, my provincial, struggling student friend. I have plenty of copies.
You bought the newspapers that you started?
Thank you very much. He practically threw the paper at me. Okay. Well, let's give this a look. A newspaper containing an article about a discussion between my father and Sasaki-san. The debate became quite spirited. Anyway, following my interview with the professor, the lady in question appeared and made a very unexpected announcement. I should like to go with everyone to see your country's coast. Those were her words.
As I explained before, Miss Brett was never taken into custody. Ugh. She continued to work in my laboratory, under strict surveillance, of course.
Alright. Let's quickly check out this. Oh, they're so cute! Oh! Because remember how, in the, I didn't read it at the time, but when I went back over the credits, it said that, Sasaki-san smuggled, Wakahai's kittens back to Japan with him. So that must be one of Wagi's kittens. That's so cute. Oh, we can't actually read this paper. Okay. I guess. But look! Kitty. So cute.
At which utterance, the university immediately contacted the government to seek guidance. And the response was, permit Miss Brett to go as long as a detective accompanies her.
That detective, I am at liberty to divulge, was me, Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga.
Thereby, the entire party departed cordially for the seaside, it seems.
It was extremely challenging to clear all other members of the public from the vicinity of the beach. She got a private beach experience. I'm so angry. But fortunately, I'm at peak physical fitness at the moment, so... Are you sure, Hosonaga-san? If you turn to look at me and there's blood on your face... Oh! I was able to carry my duty flawlessly. Hosonaga-san! My inspector, you got a bit of your... Well, you do have something on your face now. Oh, he has a towel with turtles on it. That's so cute. Ah, how unsightly! I do apologize. Does that mean that you went to the beach too, Father?
No. Unfortunately, I had work to finish off. But unfortunately, of course, it meant that, as my assistant, Ray was invited to take my place.
Of course, being a renowned author, I didn't like to decline the invitation. But if only I had, I'd never see that awful sight! Relentlessly racked by remorse and regret! Oh. This is perjury. He's straight up lying about his health. Good thing he isn't testifying right now. Oh my gosh, Hosonaga-san, please take better care of yourself. I love you. I hope you are well.
Very well. I must now ask you to present your formal testimony to the court. You are now give an account of all you have witnessed on your impromptu excursion to the coast.
Are you okay? Oh, sweetheart.
Of course, Your Excellency.
Relentlessly racked by remorse and regret I am. Oh, Soseki-san, aren't we all? I'm glad that they're back though. These seem like one of some of my favorite characters from the first game, so it's good to see them again. And it's good to see Hosonaga in a stupid bathing suit. His bathing suit of truth. On the day of the incident, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment. In this disguise. Government provided. I just managed to catch that crab when I suddenly heard a caterwaul from behind me. I ran onto the beach at once, where I found the pair in question. Yes, yes, yes! The young girl was a strident Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly. Soseki-san, please. I saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she had stabbed the victim multiple times. Ah, blatantly false. Oh, we're off to a good start. This bitch Soseki saw jack shit, I bet. I mean, he has a nervous disposition, so I wouldn't doubt it if he saw some shadows and was convinced that he saw the murder. But he's still good. He's still a good character. I like him.
Indeed, it does appear from this testimony that both witnesses here present saw it. The very moment of this heinous crime.
What?
Now, if you will recall, I promised evidence as well. What phrase did I use again? Ah, yes. It was damning evidence.
What have you there, counsel? So-called fountain pen, is it?
Correct, Your Excellency. I found it at the scene whilst examining the body. It appears at her dying moments, with her final ounce of strength. The victim clutched a piece of evidence that would positively identify her killer. What?
Your Excellency, if you'd cast your eyes over the photographic print of the crime scene once more.
Yeah, the pen she was holding.
Ah, goodness me! Yes, the victim is clearly grasping something quite deliberately there in her hand.
That's right, the fountain pen. And if you would kindly examine the pen, Your Excellency? Does it have like Ray's name on it?
Ah! The owner's initial have been engraved into this ebonite barrel.
R.M. Ray Membami. Wait. What else could RM be? Okay, we haven't got anything else right now. But for a split second, I was like, RM? That wouldn't be Mikotoba, M for Mikotoba, would it? But no, he's a YM, not a RM, so... Okay.
The initials of the defendant!
No!
Fountain pen will be admitted immediately as critical evidence.
Okay, let's examine the pen first. Let's see if we can uncap it to see if there's like any other evidence or something. Shut up! Ouchie, no one cares about you. Oops, sorry, my bad. Oh, we can't examine it yet. Okay.
So, have I admitted anything? Decisive testimony and damning evidence.
Well, you know, I tell you what, he can admit. He can admit that fucking sass.
And there's a bright blue sky outside the courthouse today. Perfect weather To describe guilt, I feel.
I don't understand. The prosecutor outed you of 9 months ago had none of this man's points. Okay.
Counsel for the defense! You may begin your cross-examination now. Naruhoro-san!
Naruhoro. That means...
Oh, yes, me!
Is there another Naruhoro in my courtroom?
Actually, there isn't even a single Naruhoro in your courtroom.
Cousin Ryutaro, pull yourself together, please.
Alright. I've seen this countless of times as a judicial assistant. Find inconsistencies in the witness testimonies to prove that they're lying somehow. That's all there is to it. That's how a real lawyer would handle cross-examination. So let's see what I can do. You can do it, Susato-san! I believe in you!
Also, I feel like in most cases, Susato was the one, like, carrying the whole case. So, no doubt, she'll be fine. In fact, I don't think I even need to press too much of this. I kind of want to get straight to the end. Because I already found that inconsistency about the multiple stab wounds versus the single stab wound, right?
Yes. The young comes to stride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly.
Probably this one. Multiple times.
Hold it!
Oh, that was a press, not a present. My bad. She was stabbed multiple times? How can you be sure of that?
Very simply. From the blood on the blade.
The blood?
When I entered the hut, I saw the defendant holding the blade raised up in the air. Yes, that's right! I saw it too!
Oh.
And I noted there was blood on the blade already at that point. In other words, the victim had already been stabbed at least once by the time I arrived on the scene. Yes, that's right! I saw it too! And the victim was already holding the defendant's fountain pen in her hand too. All of which means I can be sure the victim did not die instantly. Yes, right! Saw it too!
Maybe a year in London was too much for him. He sounds like he's forgotten how to speak Japanese.
The logic of your argument is sound, at least. Well, as I said, it is my guiding principle to carry out all testimonies flawlessly.
Perhaps it should have been your guiding principle to protect the victim flawlessly?
Ooh. Susato-san. That was ice cold.
That's just my personal opinion, of course.
Oh, critical damage. Oh no! Hosonaga! That did piercing damage. Oh, Susato-san. Counsel! You will refrain from mocking the witness.
Oh no, I just have so many thoughts whirling about my head. It's all I can do to stand here wide-eyed and mute.
Goodness, my dear. You really must try to calm down.
But how am I supposed to find an inconsistency in what these two gentlemen are saying? I don't see why either of them would have any reason to lie.
What you must remember, I think, is the witness may inadvertently lie at times. For various reasons. A misunderstanding, mistaken observation, a delusion even.
A delusion?
What's important is that we determine the truth. There's only one way to do that.
Yes, with evidence, of course.
Spoken like a true judicial assistant. During witness testimony, you can use... Okay, yeah, I was... Listen carefully to each statement, and then press R, and then compare, and then present. And there's conflicting information.
Okay. Let's do that.
I found the turtle. Right? Isn't the turtle so cute? But the fact that it, like...
Like it bobs? I'm worried that it's alive as well. What's with people using live animals as hats, huh? Okay. Let's present some evidence. Alright then. I'll consider the details of evidence in the court record against each statement to find an inconsistency. Hopefully up to task? Susato, you are more than up to the task. I believe in you. And besides, there's no one else to defend the poor girl. You're right! I need to listen to the testimony again from the start. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the last one. Multiple times. Okay, this time I'm pressing R. R. R, R, R. Present.
Objection!
Ah! Eh? Did I do something wrong? With that, an accusatory cry just welled up from deep inside me. I think I finally understand. Every time Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san have stood here at this bench, the stakes have been very, very high indeed.
What's the meaning of that menacing pose, counsel?
I'd like the witness to clarify something for me. Who? What? Where? When? How? No, not you, Sasaki-san. The query is directed at Inspector Hosonaga. Me? In your statement just now, you said that the victim was stabbed multiple times. Yes, that's right. As I said, when I entered the hut, the defendant was already standing over the victim, bloody knife in hand, like a murderous demon. Good sun slam. And yet, that cannot be. What?
Get to the point, please, counsel!
Hello, book! In the post-mortem report, it clearly states the victim was stabbed one time only. Oh. In other words, Inspector Hosanaga's testimony is clearly flawed. And Sasaki-san! Me? You claim to have seen Nenbami-san in the throes of stabbing the victim. Yes, I did! Proudly! But both of you and the inspector confirmed the same point. There was already blood on the knife that you saw the defendant holding. Yes, and? It's quite simple. We know the murder weapon was used to stab the victim only once. Therefore, there's no way there could have been blood on the knife if that single stabbing hadn't already occurred. Ugh, true!
Then what exactly is your contention, counsel? What are you going to tell us?
Yes, Your Excellency. There's only one logical conclusion. What Sosaki-san in fact saw was not the moment the defendant stabbed the victim at all, but the moment the defendant in fact withdrew the blade from the victim's body. That can't be! Oh, it's not a suit, it's a robe. Excellent work, Susato. You exploded at them with the objection, and then proceeded to pull them apart systematically.
Objection!
Hey, shut up.
Well, well, it takes me back. Yes, I seem to remember your cousin staged a scene much like this in the trial 9 months ago. A half-witted child with a half-baked objection attempting to steal the show.
You're right. There were certain similarities. Except that so-called half-witted child managed to outwit the prosecution, who only had half a head of hair.
Slander! My hair is quite adequately dressed. In any case, all this talk of stabbing and withdrawing and multiple wounds, it makes not a jot of difference.
What? Why not?
Engage your brain, young man. When the accused first plunged the victim into the victim, that was the fatal blow. And it was that moment, just as she had withdrawn the blade, ready for her next strike, that the witnesses saw. The knife was already tainted with blood, because the accused had already stabbed the victim. Oh! All we have successfully shown your little display is that the mustached author is prone to moments of extravagance.
I mean, we could say she was just withdrawing the blade, like, out of concern. You're like, oh, Miss Britt, you got something there. Let me get that for you. You know, like that.
I am in agreement with the prosecution.
Well,
If the defendant is seen wielding the blade at all, it is sufficient grounds for actions to be viewed with suspicion.
But if she was withdrawing the blade,
then we are back where we started.
sorry?
Consider this, young yokel boy. If the student girl is innocent as you claim, then why would she pull the blade from the victim? And with the demon's cold-blooded composure, too. The prosecution deserves an explanation, and it had better be good.
Why did Ray pull out the knife?
Ah, yes. Going for the jugular.
Huh? What does father mean by that?
Let the court hear your answer then, counsel.
The truth is, I don't really know. But I have to come up with a plausible reason here, or we won't have a case. The reason why the defendant pulled a knife blade out of the victim's body was surely so she could save her life. You know, we're going to roll her over for CPR. If we can't do that, it's a knife sticking out of her back. Got it. According to the post-mortem report, the victim's death was not instant.
That's correct. It was thought she could have remained conscious for a short while after sustaining the injury.
Indeed, giving her time to take hold of this piece of evidence that clearly indicates her killer.
The point is, being a medical research assistant, Membami-san was compelled to act when faced with a wounded victim. Instinctively, she pulled the blade out in an attempt to save Miss Brett's life.
You hear that, Your Excellency? It would seem that it's best we can expect of this young yokel.
Indeed.
Is it just me, or does it suddenly feel much colder in here? Am I gonna get penalized?
Your Excellency, if I may. Speak, witness.
I would like another opportunity to testify. In respect to the slipshod assertion just put forward by the Yoko Defense Counsel, I mean. Slipshod?
An excellent idea, Inspector. Our young yokel hopefully has a modicum of knowledge when it comes to law, it seems. But in matters of medicine, he appears to possess not an iota of common sense.
Yeah, it's true. I think we talked about this in one of the previous episodes. But if you're ever stabbed with a knife, or anything in particular, if you're ever stabbed, leave it in. Leave it in. It's blocking the blood flow until you can get to like an actual hospital. Don't pull it out yourself. You're gonna lose a lot of blood. Also, depending on what you're stabbed with, sometimes pulling it out can do more damage. Like ripping it out, like as it did going in. So if it's like a really long thing, just if you can like stabilize it or like cut it short, do that, and then get yourself to a hospital as quickly as possible, or call an ambulance. There's always that.
Very well, Inspector. I shall permit your request. You will testify again before the court on the subject of the defense counsel's assertion. Yes, sir. I will do so flawlessly.
Okie dokie.
Forensic medicine primer. Pulling the blade from the wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. Exactly. That's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor. Is what you just said true, Inspector? Could pulling a knife from a wound really cause the wound to bleed heavily?
Yes.
Think of the weapon itself as a stopper in the wound that prevents excessive blood loss. Yeah. Until a doctor is ready to provide proper treatment, that stopper shouldn't be removed.
Oh, I see. Ha! This is why yokels should stay on the farm! Even a quack from some obscure mountain village would have some basic knowledge. Anyone who's ever given someone a little poke with a knife and pulled it out again knows it.
I'm sorry? I'm sorry? You... Pardon?
Oh, well, I've never stabbed anyone, you see, or pulled a blade out of a wound, so...
Of course you haven't. I didn't bring you up to behave like a bandit.
Father, is it true what they're telling me?
Yes, it's basic remedial knowledge for medics. Ray would have been well aware of it. If she was to claim ignorance of such fundamentals, that would prove fatal in many ways.
But then, why would Ray have done it? Could she have pulled out that knife in full knowledge that it would be fatal for Miss Britt?
Oh no! It would be such a shame if I pulled out this knife and you died faster. I know it's probably not the case, but wouldn't it be funny? Did he just admit to stabbing? Yeah, right? That's what I thought. Did Ouch just admit that he stabbed someone before? Like, what? I don't know.
Ray never once mentioned anything about a knife to me. It seemed almost impossible to believe, but... could my friend actually have...
No! Susato! You gotta believe!
Susato!
Yes?
Pull yourself together! You mustn't lose sight of why we're here.
Oh.
Talk.
So, it is time for your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Excellency!
However, I must warn you that if your cross-examination fails to identify any issue with the established facts, I will be moving to my adjudication immediately afterwards.
Final chance. I understand. Believe in your clients and fighting for their cause until the bitter end. I knew that it would be hard, but
I had no idea it would be this hard.
Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna quickly look through the evidence again. The evidence that we have. But I think we might have to press for more details, because I don't think we have anything. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. You say doing it without thinking could be a problem. Does that mean that if you use a due care and intention, it would be alright? I guess if you pack the wound afterwards. I wouldn't have thought it needed spelling out, really, but... is it a real turtle? Oh no, it's a bobblehead! Oh, it's just a bobblehead! Okay, that's good, it's not a real turtle. But why are you wearing a bobblehead turtle on your head? Sweetheart. The blade is like a stopper in the wound. Remove it, and a serious hemorrhage will occur.
In other words,
a medic will need to be present before any attempt was made to withdraw the blade. Doing it without thinking would be madness. You just can't do it. Oh, well, thank you for such a thorough explanation.
You see, Counsel? When you act without thinking, the result is a bloodbath. Blech.
Back to the witness testimony, please.
Okay. Basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know.
Hold it!
In that case, there is an obvious explanation here. Which is... clearly, the defendant, Ray Membani-san, does not oh. I thought she was gonna say, clearly, Ray Membami knew what she was doing and had a plan. But Susato just took the exact opposite route. Does not possess an ounce of sense. Is that an insanity plea, I wonder? Susato, right? I don't even know what to say. What do you think about that, Professor Mikotoba?
I'm not sure you should be labeling your best friend as lacking in common sense.
Well, I thought it would be better than labeling her as a murderer. I guess.
I don't know, young people today. If that's friendship, I don't understand it.
Careful, Counsel. A lack of common sense can be a very dangerous thing.
Oh dear. That recoiled on me rather badly.
That's life, I'm afraid. A lesson everyone must learn.
Hopefully, you can see now that this is really basic medical knowledge. Being involved in medical research, Membami-san would certainly have been aware of it. No good reason. Okay.
Hold it!
But the defendant had suddenly encountered somebody she knew lying on the ground bleeding to death. The sight could have shocked her delicate sensibilities, causing her to remove the blade inadvertently. I really don't think inadvertent actions can explain this. The woman is a medical research assistant. I can't imagine she would behave so irrationally. Oh, but irrational behavior is a woman's prerogative, isn't it? Susato! You can't just stop saying these things, please. I'm begging you.
Oh dear, you have a lot to learn about women.
Only a small-minded man should have such bigoted views. Ah, Hosonaga. Yes, but also, gah. Oh dear. Perhaps I'm letting my male persona take a hold a little too much. I love how Sasato's like, yeah, sure, I'm just gonna become a frat boy and say the most sexist things. It's me, Ryutaro. What up, dudes? Sasato, please. You're killing me here. I'm glad the Hosonaga drinks his respect woman juice, though. Hosonaga, I love you, but like, you gotta stop being my adversary in all these goddamn cases, okay? Let's not forget, the young student did have a motive for killing the victim.
Hold it!
Whatever the motive, it just isn't in Membami's son nature to do something so awful. But she had both motive and opportunity. It's very hard to argue against. But you don't know the defendant!
Objection! And you, counsel, do not appear to know the law.
Oh, got us there. Yes, evidence is the only way to convince the court of your argument, not feelings. Although you can get character witnesses in, so...
With this fledgling to defend her, I would almost say I pity the accused.
So do I! You know what? Pressing everything so far has been going very poorly for me.
Inspector, you'll reiterate your point about the defendant's motive, please.
Ah, yes. Miss Brett was in many ways a sworn enemy of Membami-san. The man had the victim murdered 9 months ago. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago was the defendant's highly respected mentor.
Hold it!
Well, yes, that's true. Dr. Wilson recognized Membami's son's talent and offered her a position of assistant, despite her being a woman. She was extremely grateful to him. Yes, the Englishman appears to have been a very broad-minded individual.
Wilson had no time for outdated traditions.
He met with opposition, of course, but he believed firmly in Membami-san's abilities. Clearly, the defendant was in the man's debt, which only serves to prove my point. Okay, I didn't get anything from that. God. This is hopeless. I can't find a single crack in this testimony anywhere. If Ray knew that withdrawing the knife from the wound would threaten Miss Brett's life further, I just can't think of any way to explain why she did it.
Sasato,
at times like this, and it's especially important to remember the fundamentals. The fundamentals?
Evidence is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it?
Of course! I've been through the court record dozens of times already!
I think perhaps you're forgetting something, though. You needn't take the evidence at face value. You can and must examine it in greater detail too.
Oh, this is how you unlock the examination. Okay, cool. Then we can inspect the pen.
I realize this is your first time playing the role of lawyer in the courtroom. So if you need reminding of the rudiments, you need only ask. I'll do my very best to help.
Examine the evidence? I know what to do. Come to think of it, Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san were always turning evidence over and over in their hands. Which is like, I don't know if you're allowed to do that. Yes, I need to examine things in great detail. With A!
Ah, by the look in your eyes, I see it's coming back to you. Go through the court record again and have a thorough look at everything. You may just find a clue.
Yes! I'll do it straight away! Alright, excellent. We have new avenues. Let me quickly... Yeah, we can examine now. Can we open this up?
Oh! Okay, ooh. 2D Susato is a lot hotter than 3D Susato. Okay, I see what Ray means now by dashing young man. Oh my gosh. Wait, let me move myself so everyone can appreciate. Damn Susato. Looking good.
If we take off the pen's lid. Alright, excellent. Got rid of the pen lid like I wanted. Can we examine it further? Now let's unscrew the barrel, shall we?
Oh, I guess we're just taking the pen apart.
I mean, sure. Oh, it's empty. This must be the little reservoir that held the ink.
Yes, we fill it by drawing ink up from a bottle through the nib.
Is something wrong, Father?
It's just that there doesn't actually appear to be any ink in there, that's all.
Oh, yes, you're right, it's pretty much empty.
Well, it could be on the verge of running out, I suppose.
Very small amount of liquid inside. Oh, what's this? This is pretty. There's some sort of emblem here. Look. But this isn't a Yume University one.
Must belong to some other organization, I suppose. Business of some kind. That would seem to imply the pen does in fact belong to Ray.
Okay. So this is her pen, I guess. The RN initial are very clearly engraved here.
The fact that Miss Brett was clinging to this pen in her dying moments is a very clear message too.
To identify her clearly, you mean?
I don't think there could be any doubt that this is the key piece of evidence in this case.
Okay, well, we basically deconstructed the pen. We learned some things, but nothing earth-shattering. At least not now. Oh, we can finally read the newspaper! Russia's England returnees tell all. That's the interview with you and Sasaki-san, isn't it, Father?
Oh, they're so cute.
It looks as though it was quite an exchange.
Yes, he became a little over-animated when he was talking about his time in England. The photograph managed to capture this moment. His hand karate chopped me on the neck. I do hope you weren't hurt. Oh, that's so cute.
What's on the other side, I wonder? This is a newspaper from Sosaki-san. There seems to be an important article on the back page as well. Exclusive! Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory? The Curare? From Yume's Medical Research... Father, isn't that your lab?
What the... Let me see that! The poison's been stolen!
It's your lab! You didn't know? Oh my god. This is this morning's paper that Sosaki-san gave us. Are you saying you didn't know?
As embarrassing as that is for the head of the laboratory, I had not heard of such a thing.
What
earth could the reporter have gleaned this information?
Come to think of it, there was no article mentioning this story in our paper this morning, was there?
It's a highly toxic poison we've been working on in the strictest confidence. I put Ray in charge of the project.
Ray? She's managing it?
That's what's written here is true. It means that she tried to hide the theft from me.
Oh no.
And moreover, the details were leaked somehow.
I don't believe it.
We need to read this article very carefully.
Holy shit.
Okay, there's some kind of conspiracy unfolding as we fucking speak, I guess. This is still normal, and this is still normal.
Wait, could this, the extreme meiosis, pupil constriction, be linked to the poison then?
Oh god. Let me move myself back over.
God, this is too much. Basic knowledge. Words, no reason. Get, motive. This is odd because I don't know if I should press everything again. Because I've gotten new information from like going through the court record, but none of it seems particular to matter right now. Which is, it's frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna try pressing again.
Hold it!
Problem? Do you care attention? Should be alright. Okay, this is all old testimony, so I'm gonna skip through it. Okay. I had the jigsaw puzzle, but not the overall picture. Right, that's what it feels like. I still can't find a crack in the testimony. Fundamentals? Yeah, we all been through this. I was hoping he would give me more clues, but he's not giving me any clues. I've examined it. I know what to do. Did I miss something? I've examined everything, haven't I? Yeah, poison article. Huh. But like, I can't just give them like a poison article, can I? This is a fun case. Hello, Top Mash. A fun case. I'm glad that it will maybe eventually be fun. I'm not having fun right now. Examine harder? I feel like I've examined pretty hard. Oh wait, we haven't read this before. Okay, maybe I should have examined harder actually. You were right. Following a lecture at Yume by Soseki Natsumi on the 11th of August, it's come to light that a very disturbing incident took place. A deadly poison being secretly developed in the university's forensic science laboratory was stolen. Even the smallest amount entering the body, via either the mouth or wound, from a poison-laced blade, were fatal in minutes. The current methods cannot detect the newly developed chemical. The university would have been consulted. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute constriction of pupils prior to death. I was right! It was the poison. Such symptoms would be suggestive of this toxin. It's apparently an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids, and rumored to have been commissioned by the military. Oh boy. Sure hope that doesn't come back to bite us in a couple of years. Great War. So that just poisoned. But then how does that help us? As the usual Ace Attorney gameplay loop, it's not fun until it is. Yeah, when everything slots together, honestly, it's so satisfying. But I always get so frustrated just trying to like, because I try to brute force a lot. I have pieces and I'm like brute forcing them together. I'm like, come on, let me say what I want to say. Like right now, I just want to slap the judge and be like, she didn't die because she was stabbed. She died because she was poisoned. I have the evidence. But I don't know how to present it in order to get to that point. You know what I mean? Is it just that we have to present that the murder was from poison and not a stab? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now, but I... Okay. Let me quickly go through this again. And see where I could possibly, like, introduce that aspect. There's no good reason. Okay, so I don't think it's the last two. No good reason. Wait, let me quickly go to the poison. Impaired breathing, acute contraction of pupils. Can we be like, if she had trouble breathing because she had been poisoned, the stab wound was to help open up her lungs to allow more oxygen in. Do you think that'll work? Nice to meet you, Top Match as well. Thank you for coming. Oh yes. Do you like my business office wear? I'm glad I'm matching with Soseki right now. We're both in pinstripes. Sometimes you gotta poke a balloon to let some air out. Exactly, right? Maybe. Except how do I introduce this quack theory to the court? How can I be like, actually, sometimes, in order to help the lungs breathe, you gotta poke it with a knife? No good reason? Okay, I'm gonna try this one. I'm gonna try the no good reason and pretend that it's a good reason. Wish me luck! Objection! Oh, she slammed. That's good, right? No. There is one possibility. One very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from the victim's wound. What?
The yokel has not only has a poor grasp on the law, but also a poor loser. Tell us then, what possibility do you think you've identified?
It's here, in this newspaper article. An article about a deadly poison had been stolen by from a laboratory at the Imperial Yume University.
Objection! The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance in this case.
Well, let me finish.
Sakura Aochi, you will let the defendant speak.
Thank you, Judge.
But a newspaper article? The court cannot rely on this kind of hearsay from wretched publications, Carrie.
Counsel for the defense. I am going to need some tangible basics for your claim. You will indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article mentioned affirms your assertion.
Your Excellency!
Yes, of course. Thank you. May would never have done something to further endanger Miss Brett's life without just cause. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife from the victim's body is explained in the article where... I think it's the last one, which would be this one? Why is the poison being developed? Tiny... Even the smallest... Oh, would it be this one? Deadly in tiny quantities. Either via mouth or a wound from a poison-laced blade would prove fatal in minutes. Maybe that one. Voice acting. Oh yeah, sorry. I just silly little voices. I hope you don't mind. Deadly in tiny qualities, I think. I think this one. The article reveals the following property about the poison in question. When the toxin enters the body on a knife laced with the poison, it's rapidly absorbed and causes death in minutes.
Are you suggesting?
If the knife used to attack Miss Brett was laced with this very poison, it would explain why the defendant, Nebami-san, would have withdrawn the blade as soon as possible. Yes, the truth is, it was an attempt to stop the poison from entering the victim's body.
What?
Objection! It's complete and utter nonsense.
Not at all! The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life, and the prosecution cannot deny the possibility.
Have you not read the post-mortem report? The cause of death was hemorrhage. The word poison appears nowhere in the document.
Oh, but we have the constriction of the eyes.
Yeah.
Well, that's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking hold.
Objection! Oh, please. This is clearly desperation. A weasel's last breaking of wind.
A weasel's last breaking of wind? Never heard that before.
Poison has nothing whatsoever to do with this case, as I believe the defense is well aware. We have no proof that the information in this wretched newspaper article is at all reliable anyway.
In that situation, what the student should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive. But instead, he claimed she suspected poisoning and took a potentially lethal decision to remove the blade. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicions then, or the argument makes no sense. Hosonaga, I do have a strong suspicion.
Exactly. Well put, Inspector. On what grounds should do it?
Yoko? Why did Ray suspect the stolen poison was involved? Autopsy report. If you want grounds,
I'll give you grounds. What?
You can't possibly.
From your expression, counsel, it appear those are not empty words.
no.
But naturally, as you stand in the courtroom as a lawyer, you must be aware the words alone, empty or not, are of no value in our modern justice system. The court demands evidence.
Yes, Your Excellency, I'm well aware of that. I've seen it many times, from my place at his side in the Old Bailey.
In that case, counsel, you present the proof to the court now. What evidence does demonstrate a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article?
Oh, actually, I can use either this one or this one, right? I'll use this one.
Take that!
I would ask the court to refer to the notes section of the post-mortem report, which reads, extreme meiosis, pupil constriction, was observed in the victim. Clearly, being a yoku with no knowledge of forensic science, I had no idea, so please, do tell me. Presumably, the fact that this condition of the victim was noted in the post-mortem report means that it's not unusual, an unusual symptom of death?
Well,
Under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate when someone dies. If there was extreme constriction instead, that's most certainly unusual, yes.
what are you doing, you yokel detective?
In the newspaper article, there's the following information about stolen poison. Onset of the symptoms occurs in minutes, ending with acute constriction of the pupils prior to death.
Do what?
The defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice that the pupils of Miss Brett's eyes had constricted severely.
Yes, as a medical research assistant, she would have suspected poison immediately, without doubt.
Prosecutor Aochi, I think you'll agree. This is very compelling evidence. Fucking got it. Oh shit, Susano's snapping back. Hell yeah. She's found her stride, and now she's back to her usual self.
You
Yoku student and Yoku professor!
I believe the defense has expertly demonstrated a credible reason for the defendant's actions.
No.
Eugene Mikotoba? Yes, Your Excellency? I believe you are best placed here to confirm or deny the veracity of the defense counsel's argument. You will tell the court the truth behind the details reported in this newspaper, please.
This kind of sucks because he didn't know about it apparently, right?
It pains me to have to admit it, but I am afraid I don't know.
Oh, are we gonna have to get Ray to testify then?
Don't know? The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, certainly, but I was unaware of any theft. You mean to tell the court the reports of this theft are unfounded?
No.
Your Excellency, without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say.
Ha! Listen to the bumbling academic. Unaware of the theft of secret state research from his own workplace until he reads of it in the newspaper.
Gotta say that's kinda smart.
I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision.
Father.
A pitiful situation for a university professor. Look, you should have more control over your students, rather than allowing them off on a killing sprees.
Objection? Fucking conjecture?
That's totally unfounded.
Ray! None of this is Professor Mikotoba's fault. It's all my fault! Ray?
Minbami-san, you stand accused here. Outbursts like this will not be tolerated.
But it was me. I was the one who noticed that the poisons we were developing had been stolen that day.
What?
So you knew? I'd been placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day that the professor and Soseki-san were interviewed together for the newspaper. That's when I noticed that some of the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was. Oh, could they have snuck it out in the fountain pen?
Why didn't you let me know immediately?
I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential, but some of the toxin had somehow been taken. So I decided to try to get it back before anyone else found out.
Oh my god, girl.
Because I had a very good idea of who the thief was. Let me guess, was it Brett? You don't mean? Yes, of course. It was a dainty Englishwoman.
Miss Giselle Brett?
That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Britt. But she just sat on a stool in the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me, as if she knew she was untouchable. I know it was you who stole the poison. Well now, whatever do you mean? And then she suddenly got to her feet before falling to her knees in front of me and then collapsing on the floor. The back? Sitting at the back. There is a slit there. Was she stabbed from outside? Oh my gosh.
Because I remember seeing that slit. I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if she was like standing against the wall and she got stabbed or something? But like now that's an actual possibility. If she was sitting there, that's like exactly like back height. So she was stabbed from someone from the outside. What the hell is happening?
That's why I saw the knife in her back. I couldn't understand what had just happened. And then a moment later, I was seized with fear. The pupils of her eyes had shrunk to tiny pinpoints.
I don't believe it. In other words, you realized that the victim was suffering the effects of the stolen poison.
My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Britt's lips while I'd been with her. Which left only one possible way for the poison to have entered her body. The blade of the knife in her back.
That train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade?
Yes. If the amount that had entered her bloodstream was small enough, she might still have had the chance. That's what I hoped. Really, I'm so sorry for staying silent this entire time! God, truly is something that she shouldn't have shouldn't have stayed silent upon. I feel like she should have let us know about this. And the whole stolen gig as well. God. Made it more convoluted than it actually should be.
Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I've duly noted the courage in which you confessed in the end.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It's barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here. In this courtroom now.
Objection!
Oh, shut up.
Your Excellency, do not be deceived. The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say? Well, Mimbami-san, if that's the case, perhaps you could explain how Miss Britt came to be stabbed? Well, we have no answer because the simple truth is that you stabbed the victim motivated by revenge.
Objection! But you have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you? Oh no.
Does he?
Oh, I have evidence, and it is very much conclusive.
Son of a bitch. What is the prosecution counsel up to? Let's breathe. But he hesitated a moment there. Oh, hello, thank you for the follow! But he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost sure of it. Is he... He's not gonna fake evidence or anything, is he? Oh god.
You will produce the aforementioned evidence at once, Prosecutor Aoichi.
Perhaps some praise is due, young yokel student.
What?
I had imagined there'd be no need for me to submit this evidence. You've brought this on yourself.
What the... I mean, that could be hard pulling it out, right? Also, is that from a hole in the back of the... Wait, who took this photo? Who took this photo? Isn't that immediately suspicious? Is that because if that's the front of the... Because when she fell over, she was leaning towards the door. So this is the hole in the back of the hut, right? AKA a fucking entrance where she could have been stabbed in the back. Who took the what the fuck? Could a more damning shot exist? I mean, A, no, because, you know, this is... Who took the shot? Yeah, because the body was inside the cabin. Yeah, right? Oh, the cruelty in the air on that beach is almost palpable. Also, I think this is the most of Miss Brett's face we've ever seen.
This evidence, more than any other, reveals the true extent of the accursed...
No, sorry, not accursed.
accused murderous nature. For it shows the precise moment Nabami-san plunged her dagger into the victim's back.
No, that's not true. No, I don't believe it. No, I mean, it's not a video. She could have been pulling that out. That could have been the moment she pulled it out. This man presents evidence that conjures more questions than answers. For real. Oh god,
Order! Counsel for the defense! Was it you who was responsible for that shrill scream that just pierced my courtroom?
Maybe? Perhaps his voice is yet to break? Those yokels are slow of mind and slow to mature.
I'll show you who's slow to mature! For now, Susato is starting to show her face here. It's often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and here we have ample proof. Court will accept this extremely cognate photographic print as evidence.
incriminating photograph. Again, I feel like we could twist this to be any which way, but the fact that this photo exists at all is like, bro, what the hell? Like, that, I feel, is more damning than like the fact that it shows her like stabbing and like quotation marks stabbing. I can't believe he had a photograph like this up his sleeve the entire time. Yeah, that's also another good question. Why did he hide that? If he had presented that before we established the whole poison thing, it would have been like an open and shut type of thing, right? What the fuck? Oh, thank you also for the follow. I'm sorry, I'm like in the middle of molding right now. It's such a stock image, I'm generally lost for words. Girl, me too. Wait a minute, I don't understand. How did you... I mean, who took that photograph? Right? Hey.
Objection!
She's asking the real questions.
That is of no importance here. Stop trying to divert the attention.
Objection! That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony. Haha. The picture's backfiring on you now, dude. I will uphold the defense's demand. The prosecution will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once.
Well, I'm afraid I can't do that.
Pardon?
You see, this printer arrived at the Imperial Police Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday.
What the fuck? Anonymous tip?
But there's nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The provenance of the print is unknown.
Well then how can you know it's... How can you verify it enough to enter it into the court record if... Oh my god. Goodness! Are we to understand then, counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins, you nonetheless believed it fit for submission as evidence in the Supreme Court? When you first produced the print before, I noticed that you hesitated for a brief moment. Because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, did you?
Silence, you yokel student babbling professor!
No, we're right. It's conspiracy, right? Conspiracy! I call foul play. I mean, obviously it's foul play, someone got murdered. But like, more foul play on top of that.
What matters is the blatant truth that this printer so eloquently expresses.
But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound. Clearly, this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged into the back, but when it was withdrawn.
The moment when it was withdrawn? Don't waste the court's time with your ramblings.
What? How can you tell?
Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. The scene it captures is without doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court.
What? What? How can you say that this print that arrived mysteriously is somehow compelling evidence, but me saying that it could be the moment that it was withdrawn from the victim is not somehow as compelling? What the hell are you talking about? What the hell is going on? I feel like I'm losing my mind here.
If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, I believe the conclusion is clear.
Oh my god! Oh no!
Sato, it is time for you to fight. If what you've established so far is true, there can be no doubt. This photograph shows a moment that Wei withdrew the blade from the victim.
Yes, we just need to prove that somehow.
You have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to the provinces. And to rue the day you came up against Takashi Aoji in the court of law.
Wait. Do we have the print yet? Okay, can we say that the fact that there's already blood on her back is proof that she's withdrawing the blade? Because if you plunge it. So wait, sorry, is my live 2D not working? Oops. You know what? Sometimes it just happens like that. God. Everything is going crazy because I'm losing my mind over this. My technology is failing. My computer is dying on me. Everything is falling apart. I'm molding. Okay. Oh god. Yeah, like it's suspicious evidence. I'm molding. We're both molding. But yeah, the fact that there's blood already. If this was the entrance wound, there wouldn't be as much blood, right? If I can't determine who took this photograph, then the trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be some way of working out who took it. Wait! Wait. Soseki-san has the paparazzi following him all the time. And he was there at the beach. Wait, we don't have the paparazzi guide, but can we say that it was Soseki? Like his presence? Do you think that... I think that might have been it. Is it? Yeah, right? Is this Soseki's paparazzi dude?
Oh, counsel!
Your Excellency, the burning question is who took that photograph? And the truth is, I have an answer, I think. I have to say that I have an answer. I have to. This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with the answer now. I simply have to, exactly. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal. I'm stalling.
What? No! You couldn't possibly! But, as you so boldly claim that you can, please, do enlighten us!
Okay. Take a hint, maybe. Take a closer look at the court record. Ooh, okay, thank you, Dead by School.
I will take a closer look at the court record.
Shit. Wait, why is there a hole? Not a hole here. Eh? Where the fuck is the hole? Nanikore? I don't think it's this one. Alright. Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name.
How utterly
However, I am able to present evidence. Okay. There's a hole near the seat. Oh yeah, was it the slit? This one? It looks much bigger in the other photo, but I guess that's how perspective works. However, I'm able to present evidence. Defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity.
What?
Very well then, counsel. Send your proof to the court.
Okay, before I do that, let me quickly... because this is an article. Can I quickly read this again? Soseki-san interview. They caught a lovely photo that I do quite like. A photograph. I hope you won't hurt. Oh, it doesn't say. I want to say that this... Send your proof to the court. Which piece of evidence reveals something about the identity of the mysterious photographer? See, the thing about Ace Attorney games is that they never give you questions if you can't feasibly come up with the answer already. So I definitely have the answer. I just need to decide what to show. Crime scene photograph. What evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mysterious photographer? I want to say that, like, I personally think it might be Soseki's paparazzi dude. But this is what I would present. But now I'm also having doubts about the identity of mysterious photographer. Contemplation. Decisions. That's not bad. Oh, you know what? Let's go for it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 thingies. I can take that. I can take a risk and hope it pays off.
What is that? The newspaper again? Righteous England attorney tells all.
It's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph. Oh, thank God. Okay, good. If you look closely, you notice there's some white lines on the right side.
Oh, I've stumbled into the answer. Oh my gosh, you're right. I stumbled into the correct answer. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine being me? Sometimes if you guess, you get the right answer. Oh my gosh. I didn't even notice. Okay. Well, I'm glad Susato noticed at least. If you look at it closely, you notice there are some white lines on the right side. Ah, yes indeed. They had already caught my eye as it happened. It didn't catch my eye.
Ha! What of it? A shadow of some kind, presumably? Or the branches of the tree or the like?
I mean, this is an indoor photo, so I doubt it.
There are no trees growing inside my laboratory at the university, I assure you.
They look like lens cracks. Now, if you look closely at this photograph...
Good gracious!
Yes, exactly the same pattern of lines is present on this photograph too.
Objection! That tells us nothing! Ha! Yes! It's the shadow of some kind, definitely. From the branches of a tree?
That wouldn't be any trees growing inside a hut at the beach council.
What's quite remarkable about it, the two patterns are absolutely identical. How could such an extraordinary similarity have transpired?
The curious matching patterns that appear in both photographic prints are a result of a camera defect. I know, because one time I dropped my phone and I shattered the selfie camera, and for as long as I had that phone afterwards, I had that exact problem. Obviously, it must be due to a problem with the camera used to take the photographs.
With the photographic device?
Yes, we can confidently say that the camera lens must be scratched. And that the scratched lens causes unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with the device.
In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera.
There must be hundreds of camera devices here in the capital. It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one. Objection!
I think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Aochi, that one of the photographs featured in a newspaper article. Oh, that one of the photographs is featured in a newspaper article.
A newspaper?
That's right. We have a credit. The author of the article is the mystery witness to this crime.
What?
Many more? Who? Ah! Sasaki-san.
I see why you call it.
What are you yelling about? You've already testified. It's many more, I tell you. Many more. Many more? Many more? Me. Ni. Me. More. We got close-up shots. Soseki-san, what was that? Did you say many more?
Ever since I returned to Japan,
A reporter from the Shoyu News has been hounding me, following my every move. A reporter by the name RM! A reporter by the name of Brighton Many Memo. Yes, hounding me from dawn till dusk. Now that he mentions it. And we're here. The secret spy, snapshots, scribble stories, and skip out my privacy. Could that same reporter be? The camera to the left of him, a notebook to the right. There I am, stuck in the middle with Brighton Many Memo. So you're saying that this picture was taken by Many Memo? Yes! Your lord, your excellency, Esquire! Officer! I need to be a reporter at once and bring him to my courtroom. He was here earlier. We were drawn for a short recess in the meantime. Oh, yes, your excellency. As you say, your excellency! And one more thing. Oh, shit! The murder weapon! I want this knife, the murder weapon, examined for traces of poison. Oh, but you won't find anything, because it's a new chemical, apparently. We will solicit the assistant of the Imperial University's medical department for the task. Understood? Well, actually, maybe then you will find something. Many Memo! Oh my gosh. RM! As on the blade. Oh my gosh. To be continued, okay. Oh, holy crap. This first case in this game somehow managed to capture the exact same feeling of the first case in the first game. That kind of quick-paced, what the fuck is going on? This is trial 1, right? Like, what's happening? Like, everything's happening so quickly. Things are going on left, right, and center. Wow, holy shit, this is amazing. I am just as stressed as ever again. Oh, you and me both. Wow, I'm enjoying myself though. And the RM, we have another possibility of the fountain pen not belonging to Ray, but to this new guy, Many Memo. Did he steal the poison though? To be honest, this case really hurts my head, I swear. Oh god, I haven't got enough brain cells to actually come to conclusions. I'm like, I'm wildin'. I'm struggling already. Like, I feel like I should put up one of those red yarn boards. RM, what does it mean? There's so many people with M last names as well. Like, at first I was like, oh shit, is it your father's? Is it your father's pen? But I don't think that's probably not the case. But like, bro, I can't believe the murderer from last time returns as the murder victim. There's more poisons being stolen. Like what? Like, and why are they researching poisons as well? Like, is there like connected to the greater conspiracy going on? And Kazuma's name! God. Can't believe I have to remember all the stuff from the first game to connect the dots in this one. True. Like, again, I'm really, really grateful that I'm playing the Chronicles version, where I can play the games back to back. Because if I had to wait like 6 months for the next game to like release, I would clean have forgotten everything, bro. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I think we'll end it here for today. We'll pick this up further on in the week, on Wednesday. Oh gosh. Yeah, we have a lot to think about, don't we? And hopefully hopefully next time we can actually solve this case. Oh man, thank you everyone for coming, and thank you so much for all the new follows. I really, really appreciate it. Oh gosh, I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you guys next time. I'll catch you guys on Wednesday. Right, once again, thanks for coming, and have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye!